Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh for TLC Designs. We have a Instagram hot today for the new release. We've got the gift of peace, which is the wording there and the little girl. And we've got the gift of love, which is the birds and the little flying fairy that we've got there. In this release, there's lots of really cute little ones. We've got another one called the Gift of Joy. Similar sort of design to these little, I'm going to call them ladies because they're wearing dresses. Is that strictly true? I don't know. But who does? But they also have another stamp set called Holiday Fun. And I do believe there's some papers that go along with this. So if you hop over to Instagram and check out the new release, all the design team members will be involved in that. And so that'll be a lot of fun to check out what they're all doing. So hop over to the Instagram page for TLC Designs Shop. Okay. Let's get into this. So these are polymer stamps. I have put these together that we've got our three little birds accompanying our gift of love little person. We're using B26, 23, B21 and B000 to have just a nice soft little, soft little dress for them. Our little girl that's got her eyes closed, she actually comes with a harp. Let me just double check which one. We've got a harp, I know that. We've got a candle, let me just check. Yeah, and a little love heart. So you can put those in her hands. That would be really, really sweet. But what I'm actually doing is I'm going to pretend that she's holding like the top of in my head, which can be scary, in my head she's holding like a board, not a straight like piece of paper because it's pretty flimsy, but a board that has like some sort of music playing. So between her hands I'm going to pretend and make that into a little bit of like a song board. So she's just quietly contemplating everything before she starts to sing. I thought that was really cute. That's what we're going to do. With her dress, we've got V12, V01, we've got V000, and we've got V40s. Again, nice and soft. Just super soft. So what I do is I tend to look at the dresses and where I always find this hard to explain, but okay, let's look at the blue dress. You see how the little blue dress right near the top foot, it sort of goes in a little bit, okay? If you look at the violet dress, the same sort of thing where the material goes in, that's where I've got it, that it's got where the material's just sort of flown inwards sort of thing. So it's going to be a little bit darker there because it's got the top of those folds are going to have more light. So they're going to be a lot lighter than the rest of the dress. That gives it a bit of movement. It gives it a bit of flow. Same thing, we can talk about this sash. So Tammy has these like little lines up near their hands. So we're just using those, accentuating those. Again, where it's in the middle, I've given a little bit of depth because it could be darker depending on which way your light source is going. That could be darker in there. So we're sort of concentrating like a straight on light source. So we've got R39, R37, 35 and 32. Now they look a little bit NQR, not quite right. But what we do is you keep on working at it until you are happy with the design, with the colouring. And with Copics, you need to make sure that you do sort of more than one layer because it just works out better. Just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. What else can I tell you? So yeah, so jump over to Instagram, have a look over there. The TLC Designs will have just everyone's cards and projects that they've done, and check out the shop because there's some really cute little sentiments coming out, really cute little images for the holiday season. Now, strictly speaking, I suppose these birds should be white. They look a bit NQR at the moment, but bear with me. I didn't want that. I wanted to have them be a little bit funner and a little bit more interesting. So we've got 2 of the red colours, and we're just going over them. We're going to mute that down with the C4, C2 and CO. And that brings it down to a really sort of soft, but it's still got the 2 colours in it to have a little bit of dimension. So they're pinky white with a little bit grey. The darkest blue I've used on the blue dress little girl, made her berries blue, because why not? The berries, the holly in the other one, I've kept them traditional. So we're going to use the violet colours on the wings, and all I'm doing is flicking out from the darkest colour out to the lightest colour and just going through. So she's going to have a little bit of the 2 colours, and the other little girl is going to have a little bit of the 2 colours as well. And just a little bit of violet on her shoes. Her skin tones, both skin tones are going to be pretty much my standard ones. So that's going to be E04, E11, E01 and E000. So underneath her hair is going to be a little bit darker because her hair is going to provide a little bit of shadow. I'm also going to give a little bit of a shadow underneath their chin, a little bit. Because I just think they would provide a little bit of reflective shadow, like a little bit reflective right underneath it. So I've kept a little tiny line just off the chin. You'll see it a bit more in this one because this one I am a little bit more heavy-handed with her. The center of the ears is going to be a little bit darker, and their neck. So give the illusion that the head is sort of sticking out to a point. It's not a flat. She's not chinless. She has a bit of a chin. That's the point that we're trying to make. With her eyes here, what I'm going to do is similar to when I do ears for a teddy bear or some sort of character, a little bear or something. I put a little bit of pink in their ears. It's usually V20 or 20, not V, R20 or 22. So we've got the lightest blue, and we're just going to go over the top with the E000, just like that. So she's got a shade there, but it's not suddenly, if I left her white, it's just going to not look like it's skin, and it's still skin. So here we've got the blues that we're putting in for her wings. And of course, because I can't help myself, we're going to put a little bit of sparkle in them a little bit later on. Just some Stardust stickles. It is my go-to. I can't help myself. I love it. I'm just softening the edges of that with an O. I'm pretty sure I did that with the violets as well. The band in her dress is going to be blue. And then we're going to pretend that she's got that little piece of, I don't want to say paper because paper's thin. And she's holding it. It's not going to be thin. Yeah, I'm pretending like that. But that's what we do. Well, that's what I do. But anywho, The holly leaves are just going to be one flat colour, the YG93, and these little leaves that I'm going to pretend they're little leaves. I don't know what they are, but that's what we're going to do. Both their hair is going to be the same colour. So it's E47. We've got E43, E53, and E51. I did actually have an E50 as well, but there was just not enough room. And I was quite happy to have a little bit of texture with the E47 and the 43. So we didn't go down quite that low. Both the hair colours are going to be the same. Because, they were on my desk, so that's why. Sometimes that's why I pick colours. Sometimes I pick colours because I want those colours. The red in particular, that colour combination was literally on my desk from my last project. So that's why I use those. Because sometimes I get asked, why do I pick the colours I pick? Sometimes I look at them, like I've explained on here before, about the colour wheel and using triad colours or split complementary colours. Sometimes they're just on my desk. And because I know we've got the violet colour, we've got the blue, and we've got the red, I know that they're going to go together. So that's it. Drop the mic, let it go, done. I'm going to pull out. After this, honestly, I'm going to be straight up with everyone here because I don't want anyone to think that there is... Sometimes there's planning, but sometimes quite often there's not. I sit down, I turn the camera on because I want to colour something, and if it turns out well, it goes on YouTube. If it doesn't, I figure out how to fix it. And then maybe it'll go on YouTube. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So I decided to use this butterfly rectangle frame. I did not know that it was only one side. I did not pay attention. I think it's rather cool, but I did not know. So we've just used a sharp knife and gone down the side of it and trim it all out. Next, we're going to put the ground in, obviously. It's the same C's that we've used before. The ground is not even because I pictured them in a little bit of a cathedral base thing. Now, if you ever go to England, the cathedrals there are gorgeous. Just saying, gorgeous. It's really, really weird because you actually are standing on graves, and that's perfectly fine. But it's the stone that they've used in the cathedrals, it wears out because they're really, really, really old. So the ground, I wasn't fussed with the ground not being straight because cathedral grounds are not being straight. So I've dragged out, let's go back to the card because I'm getting behind myself. I've dragged out the butterfly rectangle frame again, and this time I've drawn on a card base. I've drawn around the edge, and then I've cut that out. So we have a 15th of a border around our card panel. And we do have to make sure we get this right because the tape, once it's down, is down. So I did not leave it raised up so I can keep the fold. So what you do is you go down. Now this is not even probably a centimetre. I don't know what that is in inches, but I would say go down like maybe half an inch off the top, do a score line, and that will become your bend in your card. So this way you can have a little bit of a design, an interesting design without, like the whole card panel has got the design. rather than just always going for the normal standard rectangle. This is where we got a little bit of Stardust stickles. And that's my card. That's it. I'm not going to add anything more to it, and it's all fun. Take care, and I will see you next time. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.